Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you clicking on that video as always. And we are doing another weekly wears video. Every fragrance that I wore all of last week for each day. Let's get right into the list. Before we get into the list, I just want to shout out Andrew for sending over this t-shirt that I'm wearing. He provided today's wardrobe representing Melbourne Storm, which is a rugby club in Melbourne, Australia. So Andrew, thank you so much for sending it over. It's truly appreciated. With that being said, let's get into the first fragrance that I actually wore on Sunday, and this was sent to me by another subscriber, Daniel, and he sent me a few decants, and this is one that I hadn't tried before. It's pretty much, you can find it at most rack stores on most days, although usually one or two bottles they have on the shelf. Scent I am talking about, Michael Kors Extreme Blue. So Michael Kors Extreme Blue, you know, I think some perfume houses, fragrance houses are doing themselves a bit of a disservice when they limit the attention that a fragrance might get by just saying it's a blue fragrance. This is way more than a blue fragrance, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it comes across more of an aromatic fougere to me in the opening, although it does have sort of that almost a bit of an ambroxan feel to it. The lavender, the juniper, the cypress in the mid. It's very green as well, in addition to the blue. So it's a little different. It does have it's sort of walking that line of blue and green fragrance. It's also peppery. I get a lot of bergamot up top. This is a really just uplifting scent to me. For what you can get this for, it's not the best quality. It is a bit synthetic, but at the same time, it's just one of those scents that is a unique take on what is typically considered a blue scent these days. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one when I wore it, and I get really good performance. I carried around the decant with me that day, but I probably get about 6 or 7 hours. Works really well in the heat. Really enjoy this one. Michael Kors Extreme Blue. On Monday, I went with a real masculine scent. Gets compared to Terre d'Hermès. This is Joseph Aboud's Black Linen. I love this scent, and you can have it for a really great price. It is on sale from time to time on, I think I got it at Men's Warehouse, which is sort of a local chain in the New England area. It does get compared to Terre d'Hermès. I enjoy this one more. It's a bit creamier to me. It lasts a little longer on my skin, believe it or not. Classic gentlemanly scent. I think every guy needs to own something like this in their collection. It's perfect all around her, perfect for the office, perfect for pretty much any situation. If you're going to church, you know, things that you don't want to necessarily be wearing an overwhelming scent and don't want to be noticed, this is ideal for that situation. Just really classic, can work with a suit, can work with a white t-shirt and jeans. Just an all-around fantastic scent. As I said before, this is available at Men's Warehouse. I will put the link in the description down below, and a couple other places as well. But this one, in my opinion, is an absolute replacement, so to speak, for something like a Terre d'Hermès. I love this one. It's aromatic, woody, citrusy, really straightforward notes. I think grapefruit, vetiver, and lavender were the only notes I could find on it, but it's great. A little alcohol-y when you first spray it, but settles down into a really nice scent. I actually picked up the Mercedes-Benz Silver, I believe, in a rack star haul. Very similar to this, although I did end up liking this one better. I ended up getting rid of that scent, but super enjoyable. Wore it on Monday, Joseph Aboud's Black Linen. So on Tuesday, I went with another masculine scent, in my opinion, my favorite from the line. Really cheap, got this one for $10. Azzaro Pour Homme Nighttime. Rhubarb, blood orange, spicy, nutmeg, pepper, some cedar, and vetiver. Smells like a really masculine shaving cream to me, and the rhubarb is beautiful, natural smelling, rooty, like you pulled it out of the ground. This is a really gentlemanly scent. I can't imagine many teenagers wearing this scent, but if you're in your 20s and you just want to go with something classic, this, in my opinion, is the best one in the line. This is better than Azzaro Pour Homme, the OG, and it just has a bit of an edge to it with that rhubarb. Add some fruitiness up top, although it's a bitter fruitiness, along with that blood orange. So you get the slightest bit of citrus. Smells like a shaving cream, a really nice shaving cream. Love this one. Got it cheap. You can pretty much pick it up cheap on discounters. I'll be sure to link it down below. This thing to me it's quality. I'm shocked at the quality of this. Despite what I paid, you don't have to spend a lot of money on fragrance to get something really good. And this is something that I don't ever hear talked about. I know people do like it, but you don't see this on many lists or top 10 lists, and you won't because it's not sort of the sexy choice. But in my opinion, this is a fantastic scent. You can wear this during the day. You can wear this out at night. It's really versatile, smells fantastic, has a creaminess to it. Really like this one. If you have not tried it, you definitely should. Azzaro Pour Homme Nighttime. On Wednesday, I went with a fragrance, another one, again, in that masculine vein that, and this is not unisex in my opinion. Really love this one scent I'm talking about, Les Dissi Pour Homme Intense. Incense, spicy. It has a warmth to it. To me, it's a freshness and a warmth that not everyone is going to like. It walks that line of sort of two worlds. Can have that freshness from the yuzu and the citrus up top, but underneath that is a lot of spice and warmth and incense. So not a lot of people like that combination. I personally do. It makes it unique in my opinion and worth checking out. This is more, I would say, of a nighttime summer fragrance, nighttime warm weather fragrance. Although it can be worn during the day, it does have that freshness to it, but leaning more to the nighttime, going out with friends for drinks, that type of thing. This is intriguing. It's one of those scents that will captivate someone's attention, in my opinion, because it is so different and it doesn't smell like everything else. In the mid, it does have some florals, I believe. There's saffron, lotus in this. The incense I get right away, although it is listed as a base note. And the dry down, mostly what I get is the citrus up top and the incense. So if you don't like those two together, then you're probably not going to like this one. It took me maybe a week or so of wearing it to sort of really warm up to it. And to me now, I just absolutely love it. It's a surprisingly calming scent to me. Great, great, great fragrance, especially for what you're going to pay. I'll be sure to link this down below as well. Les Dissi Pour Homme Intense. So I just recently did a video on this fragrance, sort of doing first impressions, wear, opinion of it. I wore it for an entire day, actually 2 days, essentially, testing it out. And I wanted to give my opinion on it because it is such a popular clone of another fragrance. Popular fragrance that a lot of people love. Scent I am talking about is Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. Now, there is some confusion about this scent. This was a 2022 release. Pretty good atomizer. Right off the top, I get a lot of lemon, a lot of citrus, but it will remind you of Creed Aventus. And again, I get more in depth with it in my other video. You should go watch that video if you haven't yet. I like the scent. It's, I'm such a big fan of Creed Aventus that it's difficult to compare anything to that because I have smelled other dupes and they just don't stack up to Creed Aventus. There's just something about Aventus that just really, to me, makes it's hard to copy because there's a reason why. It's a little bit more luxurious. It just projects better off of my skin. It lasts longer than what I got from this. But with that being said, is this a serviceable clone for Creed Aventus for $60, $60 to $70? Absolutely. You will smell like Creed Aventus, and the average person is not going to know the difference on whether or not you're wearing Club de Nuit Intense Man or Creed Aventus. They're just going to think you smell great. With that being said, I do like this fragrance, but I will say the community in terms of Creed Aventus and the dupes are very divisive. Either you're a huge Creed Aventus fan and no dupe stacks up, or you think it's a huge waste of money that the dupes get you close enough. And I can understand both sides. I'm a Libra, so I understand both sides of an argument. If you don't own Creed Aventus and you want to save some money, this is an absolute valid option for you. I like it. It's fruity. It's not as fruity as Creed Aventus, and I don't want to completely compare the two. It's more citrusy up top, although it does get fruitier. And what I will say that I didn't say in the other video was that I had spent some time outside with it in the sun, and it heated up really nicely on my skin. It smelled really good. Didn't smell overly synthetic, didn't overpower anything or anyone. Really enjoyable. So definitely something that you might want to look at. There is some confusion with this one being a new release, the Parfum. And I know a couple years ago, there was one released, the Eau de Parfum limited edition version. However, I think that one was a typo or something, because on the bottle it said Eau de Parfum and on the box it said Parfum. So whether it's a true Parfum or Eau de Parfum, I don't know. Let me know in the comments section below if you know anything about that. Enjoyable scent, gonna keep it in the collection. We'll probably wear it on the days where I don't feel like burning through my Creed Aventus, because budget is a concern of mine. So not crazy about the bottle. I get into that in the other video, but wore this on Thursday, Club de Nuit Intense Man, limited edition Parfum. So on Friday, I wanted to go, it was a little warmer. I wanted to go with more of a sort of aquatic blue scent. Scent I chose is Tommy Bahama's Maritime Deep Blue. It has a calming effect to me. Not really sure what that is. I get a lot of the rosemary in the top. It has some bergamot, some cardamom. So it is spicy, but also aquatic. I get a lot of the geranium as well. So the geranium gives it this cooling effect. And I do get sort of ocean vibes. The name is fitting, Maritime Deep Blue. I think the best part of this fragrance is the opening. Opening's awesome. All those things I just mentioned. Where it doesn't sort of keep me captivated is the dry down. The dry down is pretty basic. I get some patchouli, I get some cedar, and just basically a musk. All the beauty in the opening goes away, and it just becomes boring to me. So if I have a list of fragrances that I own currently that I will probably not buy a backup bottle of or another bottle of, this unfortunately might land in that. Now, if I were able to find a scent that smells like this in the opening and remains like that, I know obviously not a lot of scents do that, but if the dry down is a little more interesting in those scents and I can get a similar feel in the opening, then I may look somewhere else. This one, as far as longevity goes, it's not great. It's about 4 or 5 hours on my skin, and that opening only lasts about an hour. Opening's awesome though, so good. Absolutely love this opening. Yeah, real aquatic, and get a lot of patchouli in the dry down, but more basic than anything. Wore this on Friday. Tommy Bahama, Maritime Deep Blue. Finally, on Saturday, I went with probably one of my favorite releases of this year. Really enjoy this scent. It's divisive, and it's just one of those things you can't really figure out why, but love it nonetheless. Scent I am talking about is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Italian Love. So that grapefruit up top is right in your face, super bitter, not sweet, and that can turn some people off. But what I get from this that I really enjoy is this salty quality, this sort of salty ocean air vibe. Like if you've been on a boat and the wind's blowing on your face and you're kind of getting the ocean spray, this is what that reminds me of. It has an ozonic feel to it. I pick up on that violet leaf, so it's aquatic, it's watery, and that grapefruit kind of sits and just mingles really perfectly with the other notes. I also get some bergamot at the top. So it's not strictly grapefruit. I get that grapefruit is the first thing that you're gonna notice, but that quickly subsides after a few minutes. And although it's still there, it starts mingling and blending with that bergamot, and it just has this beautiful sort of citrusy opening. I think the bergamot adds a bit of sweetness to it, although this, for the most part, is not a sweet fragrance. However, if it's so bitter in the opening that you do sort of pick up that sweetness once the bergamot comes in. Vetiver, musk, patchouli, cashmere, and it has a fuzzy feeling to it, which just adds to that, again, that ozonic feel that I get from this, and that ocean air vibe. Perfect for a beach day, perfect for high heat. This thing is gonna be a stunner in the high heat. I know it's divisive. Some people compare it to wet clothes, sweat. I don't get any of that. I can understand it. Like I've smelled, and I jokingly said this in the video that I did a first impressions of this on, like an Italian sub with onions and stuff reminds me more of BO than this. So I don't get onions from this. Nothing of the sort. Absolutely love this one. Really great performance, really good performer overall. I get really good projection for the first couple of hours. Again, the heat is gonna amp that up. It's gonna amplify it. Longevity, at least 8 hours. So this lasts pretty much all day on my skin, and I'll get wafts of it as the day goes on, which is really what I love when I'm from a performance standpoint. If I feel like I'm sort of getting the total package scent and performance, during the day, I'll get wafts of it. So it might go away for a little bit, and then you just smell it and you're like, oh yeah, it smells great. So that's sort of my feeling and take on performance in general. But wore this on Saturday, love it. Dolce & Gabbana light blue, Italian love. That's all I have today, guys. As usual, let me know in the comment section below what you guys wore this week. It inspires me when I see what you guys wore, especially if it's something I own. I'm like, oh, I haven't grabbed that in a while. I'm going to wear that. And I'm just curious to see what you guys are wearing. So let me know in the comment section below what your rotation was. If you like what you saw today, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.